So when we are working on the business documents, at certain time, we might want to list the items in a document that we are creating here in Microsoft Word, right? So in the previous assignment, creating a memo, I believe that there was a bulleted list that I put it in, but then we haven't covered that yet. So I give you an instruction in the announcement, the steps in creating the bulleted list. So today we are going to cover multiple options that we can do here in Microsoft Word to help us to create a list of items and number them if they need to be in certain orders. So we will have to use the numbering list. But if the numbers are the order of the list is not important, then we can use add bullet list instead of using the numbering list. So there are multiple ways that we can do to create the bulleted list. Okay, so here we have a blank document, and Microsoft Word give it a temporary name named document1. Okay, and let's begin adding some contents here. Okay, so let's type in maybe something Pasadena City College certificate program. Okay, so in my document, let me just type Pasadena City College certificate program. The remaining paragraph that we can add different certificate programs here. Okay, so I can press enter 2 times. So I'm going to hit enter 2 times. So I'm creating a line in between my Pasadena City College certificate program and the rest of the list of items. So we will be adding these list. So maybe this is our title, right? And we learned in the previous week that we could format our title by selecting our Pasadena City College certificate program. So hover the mouse cursor in front of the P and then drag it to select the entire title. And then here we can see that once we selected this text, we have the mini toolbars appears, right? So from here, we could change different font style. We can change different font size. We can increase the font size, decrease the font size, change, apply bold effect, italic, underline, and highlight color, font color. And we can also do bulleted list and the numbering list, right? So we can do formatting here once we selected the certain text and then do so from mini toolbar. We can also, with the text selected, and then go to the font group in the home ribbon, and then do those font formatting from the home ribbon as well. So there are multiple ways that we can get to format our text in Word documents. Hopefully you guys remember that we have covered this, right? So I can change that. Let me go to the home ribbon. Let me change that to maybe a different font style, maybe Arial. And then maybe I will bump the size up to size 20. Okay, I could even change the font color. And maybe I will change that to the blue color. Okay, so you can do multiple formatting to format these text, right? And then we can begin listing our list of item here if we are done. Okay, if you want to apply bold effects, italic, or underline, you can do so here as well. So when we are typing the list, make sure you know that you need to be aware whether this list of items, the order of them is important or not. If it's important, we need to use the numbering list. But if the order of this list of items is not important, then we can use the bulleted list. Okay, so from here, multiple ways to do this. The first method number 1, as I mentioned in our announcement, we can simply, if I'm beginning to type a list of items here in my bulleted list, we can go to, let me activate my annotation. We can go to our home tab and then go to our paragraph group. Okay, hopefully you guys can see. Then here we have these 3 buttons, okay? So the first one, hover over this first one. It says bullet, create a bulleted list. Click the arrow to change the look of the bullet, okay? So the arrow, the down arrow is right here to the right-hand side. The second option is the numbering list. Create a numbered list and click the arrow or for more different numbering format, okay? The third option is the multi-level list. Create a multi-level list to organize item or create an outline. You can also change the look of the individual level in your list or add numbering to headings in your document, okay? So the first option to do so is simply when you are ready to create a list. You go to, if the order of the list is not important, then we use the bulleted list, okay? Bulleted list will be handy. So I'm going to click on the bulleted list. So let me undo this drawing. So do the first one first, okay? So I can click on this bullet list and notice Word will automatically start creating it for us. So it inserted this black solid dot and we can begin typing. We have ESL, certificate program, right? Let me just zoom in a little bit more, okay? And then as soon as I press enter, then Word created the second bulleted point for us to enter the second item in the list. So we have also career, technical education. Technical education, okay? And then if I press enter, it automatically enter the third bullet for us. So we have graphic design. So I'll type graphic design. And then we have parents education. Parents education. And then the last one, let's say we have 5 different certificate programs. So workplace readiness. Okay, so let's say we have 5 different program that's included in Pasadena City College certificate program. Okay, so now we have created this list. If I press enter, guess what happened? Word will think that you are going to be entering the next list of items within this list, right? So if I press enter, then it's insert that bulleted point for us. So what happens if we are done with entering the list? Maybe I'm going to be typing something else. This is only the 5 list of items that I want to include in the certificate program. Okay, so if we are done and we simply don't need to insert any more items in the list, then we can go to our home ribbon in the paragraph group. Notice here, my bulleted button is still gray out. That means it's selected, right, or applied. So I can simply click to turn off the bulleted list. So if I click to turn it off, okay, it removed that black dot so that I can begin typing a separate paragraph or a separate information that's not related to that list of items. Okay, so notice that a lot of buttons in our home ribbons are so-called the toggle button. Toggle button means when you click once, you apply that features. But when you click it again, then you are turning off that features. Okay, so for example, so maybe I want to have bold effect on ESL. So I will select ESL and I will go to either the mini toolbar or a home ribbon. And right now the bold effect is in our font group with this B button, right? So if I click on the B button, it's going to apply that bold effects to ESL, the selected text. And notice that the bold button is now gray out, right? So meaning we are applying these features to this selected text. But if you want to remove it, simply click on the bold effect again, then it removes that bold effect. So the toggle buttons means when you click once, you apply that certain word features. But if you click again, then you are removing that certain feature. So it's called toggle button. Okay, so Bulleted list is the same thing. It's a toggle button as well. When you click, you apply that features. When you click again, then you remove that features. So that's one way that we could insert our list of item into the bulleted list. Okay, so I am going to remove everything, remove the list, and just go to my quick SS toolbar, and I can simply use the Control Z, which will be the keyboard shortcut to undo the bold or previous action. Okay, and I can also click on the drop arrow, undo the consecutive action. So I apply bold, I apply bullets, I apply this word. So maybe I'll get back to after I finish typing the title, which will be Pasadena City College, right? But I also did some of the formatting, making this bold or making these different font style, font size, and change the font color. So I'm going to go to the text effect. Okay, so I am undid what I just did with entering the list. So I'm getting back to the previous stage when I first entering the title. Okay, so maybe we want to finish typing the title, and then we want to create that list of item again. So I'm going to use the second option to insert that list of item, right? So the first option is to click on the bullet button when you are ready to insert the bulleted list. The second option that we will do is when we are making the list of items, then we can simply add a dash, okay? So the dash is the key on your keyboard, which is between the number 0 and then the at and the equal sign. There is a dash key, right? So if you add a dash, okay, like what I did, and then notice what happened here. I'm going to make a drawing. So when I add a dash, and I'm going to press the tab key, and then notice what happened here, okay? So press tab. Did you see that there is this special icon with rectangular shape and also a lightning bolt? So this is our auto correct option. Okay, so if we click on the drop arrow next to this auto correct option, it tells us that the Microsoft Word automatically creating the bullets for us, but we can undo the automatic bullet. We can stop automatically creating bullet list, or we can do control auto format option, right? So if we do want to create bullet, then we don't want to undo this or stop until we are done with the list, right? So here I can simply, with entering the dash and then the tab key, and then I can begin typing the list of items. So I pressed the tab, the dash, and then the tab key, and then Word created that automatic bullet. Now we can begin typing ESL. So let me use all cap, and then when I press enter, okay, you can see that Word automatically creating that bullet using the dash, and then with the space in between, which is the tab, and create it for us so that we will be able to create our bulleted list, right? So I can type in my second list, which is career. And then when I press enter again, Word insert that auto bullet, which is using the dash with the tab for the next item for me. Okay, so here I would type parents' education, the third one, the fourth one, workplace readiness, and the fifth one will be graphic design. So when I press enter again, then Word will think that I'm going to be adding the 6 items on the list, right? So if I press enter, then it's going to think I'm creating the 6 items in this list. So if we don't wish to have continue to create more items or enter more items in this list, we are done with this bulleted list. Then we have a couple of ways that we can stop the bullet. Okay, so we could simply use the backspace key. So I'm going to use the backspace key, hit backspace. I will delete the bullet. Okay, so the bullets now has been removed, right? So if I hit the backspace key again, then I delete that tab space. If I press the backspace again, then I will be moving my cursor. I will removing the tab. I will removing the cursor to the beginning of at the margin of that Word document. So meaning when you are done creating, you can hit the backspace 3 times to remove the bullets, remove the space, and then remove that tab. Okay, so I'm going to undo, get back to my graphic design, and then press enter, and word thing that I'm going to be creating the 6th item, right? So from here, I can also go back to my bullet button in the paragraph group, and I can turn off the bullet from here, like what we did in option number 1. So if I click on this bullet button, then it removed that bullet, okay? So that's the second option, that we could create a list of items by using the bulleted list, okay? And then if dash might not be the bullet symbol as you wanted, then we could simply select this bulleted list and go to our paragraph group, okay, and go to this drop arrow next to bullet. And from here, it tells you that this is the most recently used bullet, right? But then in our document, when we are using option number 2, we are using the dash. So it tells you that the document bullets is now using the dash, right? But you can also see if you have previously used different bullets, that there are certain type of bullets that you might have used from your bullet library. So for example, I have this keyboard icon I can use as my bullet. I have this floppy disk icon, I can use it as my bullet, and I hover over each one of these. Word is giving you a preview in the background, changing these bullet icon right here, right? So if I hover over this globe, and it shows you that this is how it will look if you apply this bullet icon, okay? So by default, Excel and Word actually use the solid black circle. But you know that you have different options. You can enter the check mark. You can also enter these type of arrow, or like 4 diamonds, or different type of bullets. And some of you might be wondering, where did you get all these kind of bullets in your bullets library? I don't have these many different options. Okay, so you could actually go to define new bullets. If you don't see any of these could be your preferred option, go to define new bullet, okay? And it opens up this define new bullet dialog box. From here, we see that we have option to, you can even create a bullet symbol using the pictures of your own, okay? But here I have a symbol icon to the left-hand side, and I can simply click on the symbol, okay? And from here, you can see any symbol in this symbol dialog box. You will be able to use them as your bullet, and then it will appear in your bullet library. So for example, that's fine, a symbol. So you can click on the font drop arrow, okay? And there are many different font style, and they could come in different different option for you. So we want to find, I think, symbol. So there are a lot that you can choose from. Let's find S for symbol. Just S is a lot of options. So right here, SY, where are you? Symbol should be right here. So if I click on symbol, so here I have heart, black heart, right? I have diamond, and I have, what else? I could have square. I can use square as my symbol. I could use this double-sided arrow, upper arrow, right arrow, down arrow. So any of these I can choose from, right? So maybe let's use heart, right? So here I can choose the black heart, okay? And I click on the black heart to select the black heart, and then I have to click on OK. So when I click on OK, and then go back to, see here, the preview will show you that if you apply this black heart, this is where, this is how it will look like. So I'm going to click OK. And there we have a black heart as your bulleted symbol, okay? And then because we just apply this, so if you click on the drop arrow next to your bullet, you can also see that black heart is added to your bullet library. and your most recently used bullet. So you can apply them next time when you are working on the Microsoft Word documents. If I click on the end of the graphic design and press enter, what happened? Word will think that we are going to start a new bullet, right? So if we are done with this list, simply the easiest way, if you're not sure, how to get into turn off the bullets button, press the backspace key, and then you will take out that part of the automatic bullet, and then backspace key again, you will take out the extra tab, and then backspace again, you will take out that indentation, so that we will be able to begin a new paragraph that's not part of that list. So this is option number 2. There's a third option. So I'm going to undo these bullet. So I'm going to click undo multiple times to undo this list of items. So there could be time that when we are maybe creating a Word document and we didn't think very much about making the list of items into bulleted list, right? So I'm just typing Pasadena City College certificate program, and as I type, and then I type career technical education, then I press enter, then I type ESL, press enter, then I type workplace readiness, and then enter parent ed, and then enter, it should be 5, graphic design. Okay, so we finished typing the list, right? And then I all of a sudden decide, oh, we just learned how to use the bulleted list, but I have already finished typing my list. What should I do? Okay, so in that case, you don't have to erase everything that you just typed and then apply the bullet list to type in your list of items. So when you finish typing the list and you separate them with the enter key, you can simply select that list of items to the home ribbon, go to the paragraph group, and then click on the bullet button. Okay. The other way that we can do, let's go through the mini toolbar this time. Okay. So I can select this list of items and mini toolbar appears. Then I can go to the bullet, right? So I can apply bullet. And when I apply bullet, then Word automatically apply those default black dot bullets into our list of options. Okay. So again, if I press enter after the graphic design, then you will assume that I'm adding another list of items into list. If I am done with the list, simply press backspace, backspace, backspace to delete that auto bullet setting. How about sometimes that we might need to create a number list instead of the bulleted list. Because right now, if I'm going to change these title, maybe I'm going to place my cursor in front of Pasadena, Pasadena. And this time I'm going to type top 5 Pasadena City College certificate program. We change the title, then the order is actually very important now. We will have to type in the top one, Pasadena City College is certain one, and then the second will be which certificate, and then the third will be which certificate, and so on and so forth, right? So we can go back to selecting the list. If you know in the beginning that you are going to be entering a numbering list, you could select this number list button to begin typing your list of items, right? So here, because I have already created a bulleted list, so I can also switch from our bulleted list to the numbering list. Okay, so I can select this list of items, and then from here, I can go to the paragraph group, go to my number list, and I can click the number list of button and to switch from my bulleted list to my number list. And we know that we can do so by selecting the certain text and then also go to the mini toolbar. And I can simply click this numbering button to switch from bullet button to the number button. ESL is actually the top one Pasadena City College program. What do we do now? Do we have to erase ESL and then retype to create the right order? I mean, if you are brand new to Microsoft Word, you could simply erase and then retype the item, right?
Right.
But after you learn this bulleted and numbering list tonight, you know that you can actually rearrange in order of the list of item without having to delete and retype. So what you do is, let's say ESL should be number 1, PCC certificate program. Career technical education should be number 2, right? So I can select my ESL and I can hover the mouse cursor inside the selection, okay? And I can left click and hold and drag this up. So when I drag, you see that I'm like dragging a little square underneath, right? So I can drag it in front of C and then release my mouse button, okay? So all of a sudden, I just move ESL to the first item in the list. I have to go to the career skill and then press enter to move it down. It's better than we have to erase the text and then redo the typing again, right? And then here, I can erase number 3 by hitting the backspace key to delete that, okay? What about parent education is actually number 5. Let me move the graphic design up in front of the parent education. Okay, so here I will click and select my graphic design, and then hover the mouse cursor inside the selection. I will left click and drag and then place it in front of the parent education. Okay, and there, see that graphic design has moved up from number 5 to number 4. And then Word move parent education down. With the number list, we have this number with the period. We could also select the entire list and then go to our paragraph group. In this number, this button drop arrow, you can click on the drop arrow. And then from here, we have, if you want to apply non-numbering list, then you can hover over this. You see that there's no number in front of the list, right? And this is the default with number and the period and then the number aligned to the left-hand side. We also have second option, which is the number with a left bracket or Roman numeral alphabet, lowercase alphabet with a left bracket, or alphabet with period, or the lowercase Roman numeral with period, right? So we have multiple options that we can choose from. So let's just go with the default one with number and the period for this list, right? So I can click on this one. And again, if all of a sudden I press enter at the end of career technical education, okay, and I press enter, then Word will also think that I am going to be creating another list of items in this numbered list, right? So if you are, then you can simply type in that list of items. But if not, then we can simply press the backspace key to delete that bullet, backspace key to delete that tab, and then backspace again to delete that indentation, and backspace to get us back to the original numbering list that we were creating. That's how we will be able to create a number list. We could also rearrange the order by use the mouse pointer to select a certain item and then using click, drag, and drop option to rearranging the order of these number lists. Also, know that once we create the list, we can also edit and format the list of items, okay? So whether this was bulleted before or this was numbered before, our list here is indented before the number or the bullet appears, okay? And then there's a space in between our bullet and the list of items, right? So here there's number is right here aligned, and then there's this space in between the bullet or the number with our list of items, okay? So we could accept these default, or we can change that if we want. So from here in our horizontal ruler, we see that we have these marker, right? So I'm going to hover over these the markers on horizontal ruler. If you don't see this marker, or the horizontal ruler, chances are you could have your horizontal ruler turned off. So what you need to do to turn on the horizontal ruler is to go to your View tab and click on the View tab, okay? And from here, you also be able to see the Show Group, the ruler. So make sure your ruler is checked. Sometimes you might be working with Microsoft Word without your horizontal ruler like this. That means it's because your ruler is not activated. So you can click on the View tab, go to the Show Group, and simply click to check to select to turn on the ruler. And here you can see your horizontal ruler and then be able to see all these markers. Right here, the first marker, okay, I'm going to hover over this. The first marker is called the first line indent, okay? So the first line indent is where we indent to the first number. Now, if I go to the second marker on the right-hand side, there are two markers actually. One is that our triangle is pointing the top, and then bottom I have this rectangular shape, right? So if I hover over to the top marker, this is called the hanging indent. So the space that we see between our number and our actual items at the very top. So this is so-called the hanging indent. And then right underneath this rectangular shape is the left indent. If we are continue to type the list of items, everything should stay indented and lined up to the left-hand side. Okay. So if we want to change the space in between the margins and the number, or between the number and the list of the items, we simply have to select the list of items first and then move these around on our horizontal ruler. Okay, so let's give it a try. I'm going to select our list of items because when you are moving this marker, you want to make sure that I only want word to move the distance in my list, my bulleted list or my number list, right? So select the whole list right here, all of the items, and then now with everything is selected, whatever we do on the ruler will affect the entire list. So maybe we want to bring this list a little bit over to the right. So I can click and drag my first line indent right here, hover over and pop-up tip say first line indent. So I can left click and drag it to the right, right? When I drag it to the right, it's moving my number to the right-hand side. Oh, that's very close to the list of items. So I can move it to the right-hand side. And then if I want my list of items to be maybe at 1 inch mark, so I can hover over the hanging indent and then click and drag it to the right to 1 inch mark. I can drag it as far as I want it to go, okay? But you know that you have the control over where you want to place your number list or bulleted list and where you want your list of item, how much space you want it to have in between your bullet or number items and the list of the content. And maybe you think, oh, this is a little bit too much space. So maybe we want to move the first line indent. Maybe we want it to move it to, what's this, like 0.5. So I can select my list of item and then hover over the first line indent and then drag it to 0.5 inch mark. And there, left click anywhere to deselect so that you will have a better visual on whether this is the right space you wish to keep between your bullet or your number and the rest of the list of items. And if not, you can select them again and click and drag these markers on horizontal ruler to a list of space in between as you would like. If we have, let's say, these are the top 5 Pasadena City College certificate program. But in ESL, we actually have multiple levels. We have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, right? We also have conversation ESL. In conversation ESL, we have intermediate, we have advanced conversation. We also have maybe in career technical education, we have under that big program, we have business office system certificate program. We also have bookkeeping, computer skills and bookkeeping and general office clerk, so on and so forth, right? So we want to create multi-level list. If you actually know ahead of time that you are going to be creating a multi-level list. So let me undo this. I am going to select this list and then go to my mini toolbar and simply see that the number button is currently gray out, but if I click the numbering button, I can turn the numbering list off. From here, I can simply select this list of items if I know ahead of time I wish to create a multi-level list. I can go to the home ribbon after the selecting this list of item, and I can go to the paragraph group, and the third button is multi-level list. So the pop-up tips shows create a multi-level list to organize items or creating an outline. You can also use to change the look of individual levels in your list or add numbering to the heading in your document. Okay, so we can click on the drop arrow. We know that the ESL, Career Technical, Workplace Readiness, Graphic Design, and Parent Ed are going to be in numbered, right? So here we have different options. The current list is we can have number list, and then the sub list will be these hollow circle. Then if I have additional level, it will be that looks like a black square. And then if I need a next level, it will be a solid circle, and then so on and so forth, right? So this is the current selection, but I also have other option that I can have first number list, and then the alphabet list, and then the Roman numeral. Or the next option, I can have 1 and then 1 1 and then 1 1 1. So we have multiple default setting that we can choose from. So maybe let's just go with this current one, the default setting. So I will click on this multi-level list. So now it's created my number list for my top 5 certificate program. And then if I actually go to the ESL and press enter, okay, by default, Microsoft Word will think that I'm going to create another number list of item in this number list, right? But I actually am going to create a second level. So when we are creating a sub level or the next level, okay, we will actually have to give Excel a instruction. So what we do here, every time when you enter from any of these number lists, Word is automatically creating the bullet for us through the autocorrect option. And by default, Word will create the single level bullet or single level number. But if we are going to be creating a next level, simply press the tab key. So if I press the tab key here, Microsoft Word is getting the idea or the instruction that to create another level for us. Okay, so let's say ESL has level 1 and level 2 and level 3 and level 4 and level 5. So 5 levels. So I will type ESL level 1. Okay, and then when I hit enter, I have level 2. Hit enter, level 3. Hit enter, level 4. Hit enter, level 5. Okay, assuming that we have 5 levels of different ESL certificates, right? But then in each level, there is additional, there's also different certificates. So in level 1, I have level 1A and level 1B. Okay, so pretending that we need to create a third level within each level, right? So I can press enter after placing my cursor after 1. If I press enter, Excel will think that we are creating a single level within that level, but we are not. We are creating another level. So what we do here is to press the tab key. Press the tab key, then it's becoming the third level, right? So here I can type level 1, A, and then press enter, level 1, B. Okay, and then let's say in level 2, I also have 2 different certificates within level 2. It will be level 2A and level 2B. So press enter here. Word will think that we are creating a single level within these level 1 through 5, but we are not. We can simply press the tab key to let Word know that we are creating another level. So here we can type level 2A, enter, level 2B, okay? And then same thing as level 3, press enter, okay? We are not, if we are creating a single level within level 1 through 5, we can simply type it, but we are not. So hit the tab key, and then we are telling Word we are also going to have another level, which will be level 3A, and then hit enter, level 3, and then same thing as level 4 and level 5. Hit tab. And if I hit enter, it will think, oh, I'm going to create another list in this third level. But if I'm not, backspace, 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 backspace to get back to remove the bullet, remove the space, and then remove the indentation. So now I have number list in my 5 certificate program, and then I have sub-level to specify different level in ESL, and then I have third level to specify different program within each level. Okay, so here we have 3 levels. Now that's it. In career technical education, we actually have computer skills certificates. We have computer keyboarding. We also have business office system program, general clerk, and basic bookkeeping. So we want to create sub levels within inside these career skill education, because these different certificate programs are included in the career technical education, right? So if I hover over my mouse cursor, place the insertion points after education, and then I hit enter, Microsoft Word will think that I am creating a single level bullet within these top 5 certificates. Okay, but if that's the case, you can simply type in the list, but if not, we are creating another level. We have to hit the tab key to create additional or another level for us, right? So here, if I press enter, then I can create another item within that same level of list. So I can type general office clerk, okay, and then hit enter. Then I can also say there's computer keyboarding, and then hit enter, computer skills, hit enter, basic bookkeeping. In computer skills, we have 3 classes required in computer skills certificate, right? So if I want to create another level to specify what classes will be required in computer skills, then we can create another level, right? So here, if I click my mouse pointer at the end of the skills and then press enter, Microsoft Word will think we are creating another list of items within the same level, right? But if we are not, hit the tab key. So we are creating the next level within the computer skills. So I can type Microsoft Soft, Windows, and Digital Skills, and Excel. That's the 3 classes we included in the computer skills. So let's say computer keyboarding also has 3 classes included in that certificate. So I want to specify that. So I can create another level for computer keyboarding. So I can click my insertion points at the end of the keyboarding and hit enter key. So at this time, again, Word will by default think we are creating another list of the item in the same level. But if we are not, then we can press the tab key to create the next level. So here we will type Microsoft, Windows, and Digital Skill. And then here we have computer keyboarding A and computer keyboarding B. So that's how we will be able to create multi-levels inside the list of items in your bulleted list or your numbered list. Okay, so if this is not how you would like, then you could also select these entire list, and then you can change that the bulleted or the multi-list icon by clicking this drop arrow, and then you can go in here and then select any one of these options. Okay, so let's say maybe we want this one, And then if you click on that one, it will change the icon for your list of items. So the primary list, you have these 4 diamonds, okay? And then the secondary list, you have this arrow. The third list, you have these black solid square, okay? Or you can click on this and then you can change to maybe this one, okay? So you have different option to change the different bullets or numbers for your list. That if you are going to be preparing a business document and you have to use either a bullet or number list as your outline or to organize your list of items, you know how to do so from now on. And again, if you want to create multi-level list, even if you started from the beginning, you didn't choose multi-level list. Here, I'll just type something else right here. Okay, so maybe in computer skills, we have 3 different classes, right? So I am going to have computer skill and then computer keyboarding, just 2 example. And because I didn't do that Microsoft Word, I needed to create a multi-level list to begin with. So it's okay. Okay, even if we might change our mind that we originally were thinking of only creating a single level list. So I can simply select this and then just click let's say a bullet button. So it added a bullet, right? So now if I decided, oh, it would be actually easier for our audience or our reader to understand more about what's required in each certificate, then simply press enter. And again, when every time in the bulleted or number list, you press enter, it's by default, Word is going to think you are going to be creating another items within the same single level. But if you are going to create additional level, simply just hit the tab key, even if you didn't choose the multi-level list to begin with. Okay, so here you will be able to type with computer skills, 3 classes are included in this certificate program. So it will be Microsoft and enter Excel, enter Word. Okay, if you need to create another level, so press enter and then simply hit tab key, then you can create another level within that level. Okay, so hitting tab key is to allow you to create another level within your bullet or number list. Okay, so backspace key is allowing you to remove the bullets, remove the space of the tab, and then remove the indentation. Okay, or you can hit the shift and tab key. Okay, so I say, oh, I forgot which key should I need to press in order to delete these level, because I don't remember, I was not paying attention in class. Okay, so you can use backspace. The other way that we can do is simply press the shift key and the tab key at the same time. So let me type this up. Press shift and tab key to get back a level, or press backspace. Okay, so let's say here, I didn't need this one to the 3rd level. So what I would do is to press and hold down shift and then the tab key. Okay, so I will get back to the previous level. And then if I don't need the secondary level either, press the shift key and the tab key, then I can get back to the previous level. Or shift and tab again. Oh, I can only get back to the original level. So at this point, if you don't need the bullet, you can simply click on the backspace key or go to the bullet button to turn that off. Okay,